Hey everyone, I hope you all had a good Christmas. I know I did. It was an all-day event today at Atlas Earth. It was an all-day racing event, 11 hours, and I had just finished up. And you don't see the congratulations screen. I didn't get it, but I got about 3,400 Atlas bucks for my troubles. It was great finishing top 25 and all that. But what I'm going to be talking about today is my current progress in Atlas Earth going into 2024. Now, today is going to be the last day that I'm probably going to do anything regarding Atlas Earth. If there's a mini game, one more mini game, I might do that. But honestly, I'm kind of burnt out, and over the next few days, I'm just going to rest, at least until the 31st, where I plan to make another impromptu video talking about the start of the experiment coming up on January 1st. That means about 7 days. So, here I can show you where I was in the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and click on where I was at the start of the year. So here I have a screenshot of the earliest that I have of what I had back in, I believe this is February. Oh no, it was closer to like March. Okay, it was closer to like early March. So this was the week 8 retro of the second experiment, way back when I tried to start in January and fell ill and had problems, and we're starting it again. This time it's for keeps. But anyway, I was at about 15x here with 149 common parcels, 86 rare parcels, 35 epic parcels, and 20 legendary parcels. Now, that puts me at approximately pretty close to 290 parcels. I'm actually going to add them up very quick. 149, 86, 35, 20. Yeah, 290 parcels exactly, actually. And I was at 15x. Now, if I put this into the Atlas Earth calculator, so putting this into the calculator, and currently at the time having 11 badges, I had made approximately, and this is assuming one 32-hour super rent boost, which I don't believe we had at the time, but I made $21.50. Now, if I took out the boost, then I have dropped that down to $19.51. And so I wasn't really making that much at the start of the year, sitting at about 15x. I basically was trying to take some of the Cannonballers field, the Kannapolis Cannonballers baseball field, and I had gone on break for a while. So I believe it was around April I had kind of stopped playing for about 4 or 5 months, and that was pretty much it. So because again, there was no super rent boost, there was no mini games, nothing was really charging up during 2023, at least the first half. But then mini games had started this one little feature called the Mulligan. And so instead of losing a ton of Atlas bucks if you're not very good at the game, you could, instead of that, lose on purpose to gain Atlas bucks, which, again, is very interesting. That was I feel like it was a good thing to the app and to bring more people into the mini games, because there would be people who would just try to get a few extra Atlas bucks by losing on purpose. They'd end up with 0 wins, and they would be able to get a lot of Atlas bucks for it. For 2.5 hours, assuming that you're playing about, one game every 2 minutes after an ad, and you manage to hit a 3 like 50% of the time and a 2 for the remaining 50% of the time, then you're talking about, was it 150? That's 75 games, so 50% of the time, about 37, 38 Atlas bucks, thinking off the top of my head here. So again, not as much profit as if you were finishing top 25 or top 50, but still, for someone who might not be very good at minigames, this is a great alternative. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minigames video in the near future. But here's where we're at right now. I was at 15x, so now I'm going to go to what I am doing now. So I am going to click my profile here, and I'm currently sitting at 316 common parcels, 195 rare parcels, 83 epic parcels, and 31 legendary parcels. I haven't really gained too much as far as legendary parcels but I haven't really used that technique people say works, which is like if you skip a few spaces, then you can get more legendary parcels or more epic parcels that way. Or if you just, keep searching until you find an epic parcel or a rare parcel, then just keep digging and then you'll find more next to it. I've seen that, but overall, I'm kind of focused on trying to get, landmarks within the Kannapolis area. I have just about completed the baseball field, Atrium Health Ballpark. I am currently working on City Hall right now. And so for the next tier, that's what I'm going to plan to do is try to at least get very close to finishing up City Hall, and probably put the rest left to finish up the stands for the ballpark. Matter of fact, I might do the stands first as sort of a trip video too for the experiment. So I remember I did that once before. I know that a lot of you were asking, when you're going to come back to the ballpark. I'll do it one more time, all right? So just to finish it up. So that's what I'll do. So let's put what I put here into the calculator and see how much I've made at this point. Okay, so I'm now going to use this calculator and I'm going to show how many parcels I've gained. So going back to my profile, I have 316 common parcels, 195 rare parcels, 83 epic parcels, and 31 legendary parcels for a total of 625, putting me in the 7X tier right now. And you probably noticed I had about 5,500 Atlas bucks, but I still need something like 10,500, you see here, in order to get to that next parcel. So next, I'm going to go ahead and put the number of badges. I actually maxed out my badges on the trip to DC, 101 badges, so I don't have to worry about badges, at least for the foreseeable future. And I have a ton of diamonds. I'm not going to post that right now. Yeah, so the only other thing I have to do is, because we're getting 2 super rent boosts a month typically, I'm going to add another 32 here for 64 hours. And I show 23 hours per day with the boost. I'm making about 71 cents per day normally. And for each month for super rent boost, I'm making $14.13. And my monthly is $33.43 a month. And this is assuming that I boost 23 hours a day. I sleep about six and a half hours typically. So that 23 hours seems about right, I think. For those of you that sleep 8 hours a day, you might want to make that 22. It does drop to $32.12. But I have been making almost twice as much as I was at the start of the year, partially because of the super rent boost, partially because the mini games helping me speed up in tier here, because all this happened in the first 4 months. 4.5 months, I should say. I started around the middle of August. I came back to it around the middle of August. So that is a lot. And what I'm planning on for 2024 is I want to get to my term, what I call for my term, a whale status. I want to get to 2x. I want to get to 1,800 parcels and try to get there as fast as possible. The reason why is because I would like to be able to go around the city and get as many parcels as I want and try to continue my fortress here in Kannapolis, and maybe even like expand out to China Grove, expand out to Landis, and a couple other cities as well, a couple other towns, I should say, so that I can focus on building up more, mayorships, especially with China Grove, by the way. I believe that one is by the freeway, so I definitely want that one. But I want to get more of those freeway interstate cities. But right now, I'm kind of focused on trying to get Kannapolis, and it's hard to focus on just Kannapolis when you have to save up a whole bunch of Atlas bucks like this, 10,500, and then just buy at once. It has taken me, let's see, I got to 7x, max 7x like last week. And I got about halfway, and that's with the big Christmas million Atlas buck pot day that we just had at the time that I have recorded this. So think about it, It's not going to be something that I can do overnight. It's going to be something that each tier down is going to take longer and longer. probably a month, maybe even longer per tier. I know for 3X especially, it's going to take me a couple months to make up the mass amount of Atlas bucks for that one. I think it's like 400. So yeah, that would be 40,000 Atlas bucks. Ooh. Anyway, that is the plan. I will keep track and give you all progress throughout the months. But in the meantime, I'm going to be using AE Calculator as a simulator for the experiment, and I'll talk about that in the next video. I told you my plans for my own video, and I'll also show you my earnings month by month of my actual portfolio, not just our simulated one, but my actual one. So as you don't get confused, I will put out a difference. I'll make it a different color. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This is one take. I'm going to now take a break for the next 4 or 5 days, and I will resume everything on the 31st, all right? So thank you for subscribing to this channel. Thank you for liking every video. Thank you for welcoming back, everyone. Tell you what, all right, 2024, let's make this a great year. I know a lot of people have been saying, they've been a little bit gloomy about 2024. Well, I want to end this on a positive note and say I think 2024 is going to be great for all of us, all right? So let's do this, guys, all right? I will see you all next time. Oh, actually, one more thing. I will have one more video out in the new year where I have some deleted scenes from the Q&A. I say it's deleted, but actually, I just forgot to bring the revised copy of my video up with me, so I'm going to show you all of that in the new year, all right? So, again, I'll see you all later.